Hello, it's Noisy Andrew, and welcome to the internet.
This, Jen, is the internet.
Today, I'd like to talk about collecting games. Back in the day, and we're talking before 1980, a brother of one of my best mates came home for leave from the Air Force, and they had been playing what they called military simulations. And he brought this game home with him and taught it to us. It's a simulation of the tank battles around Cyrenaica, I think it's pronounced. The area that Tobruk is in North Africa, in 1942. And as he was getting into something else, he actually left this copy of the game with his brother, who then, because he wasn't as interested as I was, gave it to me some years later. So this was my introduction into what we will call Avalon Hill hex and counter games. Since then, I've collected quite a few of them. I don't actually play them a lot, but owning them makes me happy. So there's my justification. Anyway, I was in a second-hand bookshop. I love trolling through second-hand shops, and I found this. This is a second edition, The Russian Campaign, by a company called Jedco. And what is significant about that is Jed stands for John Edwards, who's an Australian wargame designer. And this game is regarded as a classic. And not just by Australians. So I saw this in the second-hand bookshop, but I didn't buy it because...
He's already got one, you see?
And while I was looking around, I find that this copy is for sale on eBay for ridiculous amounts of money. I bought this probably in the early 1980s to mid-1980s, and it would have cost me about $20. So I'm thinking, what's the deal? This copy, hundreds of dollars. This copy, about 50. And to be perfectly honest, if we're just going to go based on the covers, this is so much better. Like, I don't even understand this cover at all. Like these cut-off heads at the bottom, half a tank, some font that looks vaguely Asian. This cover, great font, really cool tone dropout, really good. Anyway, so when I got home, I pulled them apart and spread them out and tried to find the difference because they're the same game but different editions. This is called The Russian Campaign Series 2. This is called The Russian Campaign 2nd Edition. And as far as I could tell, there's nearly no difference. However, the counters in this are thicker. The counters in this are thin and chintzy. The two boards are the same, as far as I can tell. Both printed with very, very high contrast yellow on white backgrounds. Like, good luck reading that stuff. And the only thing that seems to be different is the order of battle. Order of battle is the order in which counters come onto the board during the game or are available at the beginning of the battle. I still have to find out if all the counters in this game are present. I know the ones in mine are. I mean, I've owned this one from new. So I'll get on with that. So here we are sorting out the chits, and you can see there's a lot. Each one of these chits represents a division that fought in either the German or the Russian army or their allies on the Eastern Front in the 1940s in World War II. There's a fair argument to say that the Russians basically won the European theatre for everybody. Because of what was happening on the Eastern Front, the Americans and the British and their allies had to fight a lot less Germans on the Western Front. And that made the task easier. Anyway, that's another story maybe for another video. But there's a lot of chips. But back to the subject. Why is one of these copies so much more expensive than the other? If you have any ideas, leave a comment below, because I'm a bit baffled by this. I suspect it's because collectors in the US would like the copy with the rubbishy cover, because it's probably not available there. I suspect it was printed in Australia for Australia. In fact, I think it says that on the box. But surely that's not the whole reason. Anyway, this is one of my collecting habits. At least it's not Funko Pops or anything else that just sits around collecting dust. These games aren't collecting dust, are they? They're not collecting dust. You might have noticed, standing in front of a map here, I've taken to drawing maps lately. It's really, really good fun. This is a map of the tram network in Western Australia in the mid-1950s. 1939. I need to learn to read my own text. And I'm going to make this file. If you're one of my subscribers that's local to me and interested in this, I'll make this file free to download on the Party Meeple page in the next few days. In fact, I mounted this one and made the frame out of some old recycled Jarrah I had out the back, and I might actually make them available for sale. If you'd like a mounted one, hit me up. In the meantime, thanks for watching. And eventually I will get out the next Party Meeple board game song. I have ideas. I have some gear for those people who follow me, where I'm starting to play with some devices, we'll call them. Anyway, thanks for your patience. Take care, and you will see me on the next one.